At the Council of Elrond, Frodo chose to take the ring deep within Mordor and throw it in the fires of Mount Doom, where he ultimately had failed. However, he was still the only one who would be able to succeed, the only one who was able to take the ring so close to its destruction. To give more thoughts to the topic of today's video, I didn't only take a look in the pages of The Lord of the Rings, but I also took a deep dive in the letters of J.R.R. Tolkien. And during my deep dive, I came across letter 246. Where Tolkien had stated, "I do not think that Frodo's was a moral failure. At the last moment, the pressure of the ring would reach its maximum. Impossible, I should have said, for anyone to resist. Certainly after long possession, months of increasing torment, and when starved and exhausted, Frodo had done what he could and spent himself completely as an instrument of providence, and had produced a situation in which the object of his quest could be achieved. His humility with which he began and his sufferings were justly rewarded by the highest honor, and his exercise of patience and mercy towards Gollum gained him mercy. His failure was redressed." There are a lot of things that we can gather from this small portion of text from letter 246. Indeed, at the cracks of doom, it was for Frodo impossible to throw the ring into the fire. Frodo's mind was broken because of this increasing torment over the last couple of months when he was wearing the ring. The ring became heavier, more and more burned in his thoughts and his mind. He was exhausted, he didn't get any sleep, he was starved. Remember that Frodo and Sam had traveled weeks in Mordor with just a little water and some leftover lembas. They didn't even have anything for their return home. Many might have said that he had failed at that moment, and for one, yes, he did. He did fail at that moment because he could not complete his quest. You gotta give the guy some slack, because it is just, like Tolkien stated in this letter 246, impossible to do at that moment. Frodo had done what he could. He had taken the ring as far as he could, and he brought it right to the place where it needed to be destroyed. No one could do better. Let me tell you clearly, no one could at that moment destroy the ring. It wants to survive. It's kind of like a parasite. It's maybe weird to think about it, but it kind of works that way. The ring works on the person's mind, and it feeds off his thoughts and its power, and it wants to survive. That is the key thing. At that moment, it couldn't be done by no one physically. I do believe that Frodo was the only one capable for doing what he did, taking the ring as far as to the cracks of doom, the place where it can be destroyed. And even Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, and who is known to have some foresight upon him, said so at the Council of Elrond. Elrond raised his eyes and looked at him, and Frodo felt his heart pierced by a sudden keenness of the glance. "I think that this task is appointed for you, Frodo, and that if you do not find a way, no one will." Frodo was the only one capable of bringing the ring to Mordor, taking it thus so far to the cracks of doom. First of all, the ring was given to him by Bilbo Baggins. He didn't kill someone for it, like Gollum did, where he received his birthday present. No, he did not. This immediately gives another look at it, on how you obtain the ring, how it may affect on how you grow and how you go further into the future with possession of the ring. Bilbo could give the ring away because he did not kill Gollum. He started his possession of the ring a completely different way than Gollum did, and at the end he could give the ring to Frodo. I do believe that there is the same connection with Frodo here, but there is a completely different reason as well why Frodo was the perfect man, hobbit, for the job. Because if you would send someone stronger, may it be in physical or mental strength, he would have fallen for the temptation of the ring. They would try to use the ring's power to do good, but the ring would gain power over them. That is why Gandalf feared the ring, why Galadriel ultimately rejected the ring. But I have so little of any of these things. You are so wise and powerful. Will you not take the ring? No, cried Gandalf, springing to his feet. With that power, I should have power too great and terrible, and over me the ring would gain power still greater and more deadly. Do not tempt me, for I do not wish to become like the Dark Lord himself. This is just a simple text from The Shadow of the Past, Chapter 2 of the Fellowship of the Ring, Book 1, where Gandalf's explanation is so clear. If you would send someone stronger than Frodo, they would have been tempted by the ring. But what about someone weaker? Well, honestly, they would have never gone that far. They would have never reached Mount Doom. I can even tell you that they would simply not walk into Mordor. Okay, that is a bad pun. You see, hobbits have a natural resilience to the power of the ring. It is in their nature, because the ring always tries to show you power and how you can dominate more. That is the nature of the ring. That is what Sauron had poured into the ring. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all and in the darkness bind them. The ring's power is in control, and taking control of more land, taking control of more people. The hobbits don't want it. They want a simple, quiet life where they enjoy the nature, their books, pipe weed, their beer. They just want this. Nothing more. They don't care about expanding their borders, ruling larger parts of Middle-earth. They don't care about this. They just enjoy the quiet, simple life. And a great example from this is when Sam became a ring-bearer after he thought that Frodo had died after he was stung by Shelob. He eventually took the ring from Frodo to continue on the quest. And when he wore the ring tried to tempt Sam. In his vision, Sam saw that he could defeat Sauron with the ring, that he could become Middle-earth's greatest hero. He would be remembered in the great tales for ages and ages to come, and he would turn Mordor in one giant, beautiful garden where many subjects would work under him to make it the most beautiful place in all of Middle-earth. But Sam rejected the ring's temptation. Why? Because he doesn't want to rule this giant land. He just doesn't want to be the one that people would remember as the great hero of the Third Age. He wants his own garden. He wants his own little habitat in the Shire, where he can live his simple life with Rosie and his kids that aren't born yet at the time, but just want this. Be there with Mr. Frodo, serve him, be there for him, and just for Rosie and his own life. That is what he wants. He doesn't want what the ring offers him. And that is why the hobbits are so resilient to the ring's power and why they are the perfect candidate. Look at Gollum, for example. Gollum obtains a ring, and although he did kill Deagle for it, he never went to try to take power of something. He was going to live in a cave by himself for the next 500 years. And if Bilbo didn't come along, he would still be there for the next 500 years. The ring would never be found and it would still be with Gollum. That is the natural resilience of the hobbits. If you think that I have convinced you that Frodo was indeed the perfect ring-bearer for the job, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel and the growth of this video, so thank you for that. And indeed Frodo got this far. It's not only because of him that he got this far. The other reason is Sam, because Sam aided Frodo many times and he was a great companion, and by some even the hero of Lord of the Rings. And if you want to find more on why that is, then this is your next video to watch, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.